Welcome to More Than It Seems, Stories Beyond the Cardboard, a series where one piece of cardboard can create the ultimate link to baseball history. Behind every photo and stat line lies something richer: resilience, drama, joy, heartbreak. Untold stories that go far beyond the box score. This isn't just about collecting the cards, it's about forming a lasting connection. I'm John, and I'm glad you're here. Baseball is often called a game of inches, but sometimes it's really a game of will. One pitch, one swing, one player. That's all it takes to change how we see what's possible. And today's story is about a man who defied the odds with grit, timing, and an iron will. His name was Pete Gray, and his story isn't just about baseball. It's about resilience, about inspiring a nation when hope itself was in short supply. Pete Gray was born Peter Wishner in 1915, the son of Lithuanian immigrants in Nanticoke, Pennsylvania. Coal country, hard country. Life was tough, but so was Pete. From the start, baseball was his love, but at 6 years old, tragedy struck. One version of the story says Gray was riding on the side of a truck when he fell. His arm tangled in the spokes of those old wooden wheels. By the time doctors were done, his right arm was gone, amputated above the elbow. Now picture this: a boy who adored baseball, a sport that all but demands two hands, suddenly left with only one. Most kids would have walked away, but not Pete. He practiced relentlessly, obsessively. He reinvented the game for himself, learning to trap the ball against his body, snap it to his good hand, and fire throws in a flash. Was it awkward? Maybe. Was it effective? Absolutely. He once explained it like this: I'd catch the ball in my glove and stick it under the stub of my right arm. Then I'd squeeze the ball out of the glove, roll it across my chest, drop it to my stomach, and it would land right in my hand. My crooked finger kept it from bouncing away. Sounds impossible, right? But Pete Gray made it look natural. By the late 1930s, Gray was grinding it out in semi-pro leagues around the country. Then came 1941, Pearl Harbor. Like countless young men, Pete tried to enlist in the Army, but he was denied. An amputee wasn't fit for service. His reply? Pure Pete. If I could teach myself to play baseball with one arm, he'd say, I sure as hell could handle a rifle. So, rejected by the Army, he turned even harder toward baseball. In 1942, he signed with the Three Rivers Club in the Canadian American League. By 1944, he broke through with the Memphis Chicks in the Southern Association. Fans couldn't get enough of him. Newspapers called him the one-armed wonder who played like he had two. That season he hit over .330, stole 68 bases, and was named league MVP. That kind of play? It simply couldn't be ignored. And it wasn't. The big leagues came calling. In 1945, with World War II still raging, Gray got his shot in the majors. Rosters were thin, stars were away serving, and the St. Louis Browns gave him a chance. On April 17, 1945, Pete Gray stepped onto the field against the Detroit Tigers and made history. His first big league hit, a single, sent the crowd into a roar. They didn't just see a ball player, they saw hope. Now, Pete wasn't a slugger. He batted .218 over 77 games, but he was fast. He played a sharp center field, and for one season, he captured the nation's imagination. For families grieving loved ones lost in the war, Pete Gray was proof of resilience. And he didn't stop at the ballpark. He visited Army hospitals and rehabilitation centers, meeting wounded veterans face to face. He showed them life could go on. You could still stand tall after devastating loss. The truth? Pete Gray's career wasn't just about numbers. It was about what he represented. Kids missing limbs or kids missing fathers looked at him and believed. Newspapers spread his story. Newsreels carried his image from coast to coast. Later, Gray admitted he didn't love being treated as a symbol rather than just a ball player. But in 1945, America needed someone like him, and he gave them exactly that. When the war ended, the stars returned, and Pete's place disappeared. He bounced around the minors for a while, then faded into a quieter life back in Pennsylvania. But his story kept resurfacing. In 1986, the TV movie A Winner Never Quits brought his life to a new generation. In 1995, the biography One Armed Wonder reignited interest. Pete Gray passed away in 2002, but his story never faded. Pete Gray won't be remembered for towering home runs or gaudy stats. He'll be remembered for something bigger, the courage it took to stand on a major league diamond with one arm and prove that the impossible might just be possible. Baseball is a game of averages, box scores, and records, but every once in a while, it gives us a story that cuts much deeper. For Pete Gray, that story is courage, and that's why, even now, decades later, his legacy still matters. This has been More Than It Seems, Stories Beyond the Cardboard. I'm John. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like the video, drop a comment, and be sure to subscribe. And remember, the numbers on the back of the card never tell the full story. It's always more than it seems.